Jungkook entered in the living room after returning from his work and first thing he wants to see is his wife, but he couldn't find her in the living room watching TV as usual. She do in his absence. A sign escaped from his mouth in disappointment because he wanted to tell her something by himself, but he guessed she already informed by his family. He walked towards his shared bedroom, thinking she must be packing bags, but when he entered in his room, he saw her sitting on the bed with her box, in which she kept her bead and some of her stuff like a treasure. She loved to make beaded jewelry, and right now she was busy in making something. He couldn't guess until she finished what she is making for herself. She is not packing bags means no one informed her yet. Otherwise, she is not a girl who sat calmly after knowing about the family trip. He thought while looking at Ryan, who didn't pay attention to her husband's arrival. Jungkook's lips curled up in satisfaction. He wanted to see her excitement after telling her about the trip. When you have a husband, you should pay attention to him first. But look at you. He said made her flinch at his sudden voice. As Van looked at him more like glared him annoyingly, while he took off his coat and folded his shirt sleeves, made her shift her gaze because he was looking breathtaking and she feared he will caught her, drooling over him. First, behave like husband. When husbands like you don't have fixed timing to return home, then it's not wife's fault. Come downstairs after freshen up. I am heating up the food. She got down from the bed before walked out of the room while Jungkook chuckled. Sometimes I really believe we are enemies who got arranged by our families forcefully, he murmured before getting inside the bathroom. Jungkook and Ryan got married 5 months ago. It was an arranged marriage. Jungkook belongs to a mafia family while Ryan's father was a businessman and he saw Ryan in his father's company. During a meeting, he liked her personality and found her suitable for his cold son Jungkook as he wanted a confident and stubborn girl who will handle his son. They both got married, start sharing a bed, but didn't live like a normal, happily married couple. Instead, they start behaving like teenage school enemies who start fighting and bickering. Even both have developed feelings for each other, but not ready to make first move. One want him to act like a romantic husband, while Jungkook was helpless with his coldness that makes Ryan annoyed. She knows he's a mafia and some people become cold when they live tough and rough life where love doesn't exist and they forgot they have a heart too. But now when they got married and he already had a wife to be loved, so why he is not making any move? She wants a happily married life filled with love and desires. Yes, Unique, what's up? She picked up a call from Jungkook's elder sister while she was taking out the food in plates. When did Jungkook talk about trip? She asked as Ryan quickly looked towards stairs before walking further inside the kitchen to make sure Jungkook couldn't able to hear their talks. No, he didn't. He is in bathroom and I pretend like I don't know anything. Ryan heard a cough from Minji. That brat. Wait, let me call him again and then when he still didn't tell you and was near you, you just text me and I will call you instead of him to inform you about the family trip, okay? She said while Ryan giggled. It's funny that we are planning against him, but I'm sad why he doesn't want to go for trip. You guys married a chili with a ice cream. She said while pouting sadly. He had a laugh from Minji. He agreed, but I don't know why he didn't tell you yet. Sigh. You also talk politely with him, okay? She said as Ryan nodded and exhaled heavily after Minji hung up the call. Why he's not telling me? Is he wants to hide this so that we don't go on a trip? If he still didn't tell me before evening, then I will leave him. Because it's simple, he don't like me, that's why he doesn't want to go with me anywhere. She thought while looking at Jungkook with suspicious gaze. I will tell her after dinner or else she will get choked on her food in excitement. He thought while eating his dinner as he know how much Van liked outing and when it's family trip she will gonna start jumping because his family loved her more than him. They all are on her side. Van luckily got in-laws who is not less than her own family. He was thinking when Van's phone started ringing. She looked at him after seeing Minji's caller ID and To be honest, she felt upset. As she was about to answer the call, Jungkook stopped her. He took her phone in his hands before placing it on the table beside his phone. Wan looked at him confusedly. Finish your food and I have something to tell you. Tell me right now. And why you took my phone? It was Minji Uni. Jungkook sighed. He decided to tell her before her mood got off. I know, and I also know why she's calling you. Actually, they planned a road trip after day tomorrow, and he stopped and Maya scoffed as he looked at her. And you don't want to go because you don't have time and all right. I know this since yesterday, but I was waiting for you to tell me. But guess what? You didn't, and you will not. If Uni didn't call me, Jungkook frowned hearing her. I got to know about this today when I was on my way to home. And when you know everything before me, then why did you pretend like that man? I thought I should first ask you because if you are not comfortable, then I will refuse in my way. They will blame me, not you. He said while Van scoffed. Why you care? Why you don't want them to blame me, huh? I will not if I have a slightest idea about my wife and my Nona is planning behind me. Unbelievable, he said and got up from his chair. He was shocked after knowing everything. They were making him fool. His own sister team up with his wife. He wanted to hit his head somewhere while Van pouted sadly, seeing his disappearing figure. Oh, why you are like this, Ryan? You are becoming impatient day by day. Minji only told me to be polite with him, but I just ruined everything. Ah, she said and picked up her phone before calling Minji, who immediately answered her call. Uni, I messed up. I didn't wait for him to say something and text you. Jagu was about to tell me after dinner when you called, and he have to tell me on the spot because he thought I don't want to go, so he will took blame on him instead. I, he said we betrayed him. She said in sad tone. Not knowing Jungkook was hearing her, a smile appeared on his lips after realizing Van wants his attention and she's not uncomfortable around him. But now he wants to see how she's going to make it up for him. You want to play? Then let's play, wifey. He smirked and he left after saying this, while Van was still talking with Minji and regretting over her actions, not knowing her husband walked away after playing victim card. When he sensed the situation, he did this because he don't want any misunderstanding between them anymore. He could tell the real thing to her, but he knows she will not believe him. The whole next day, Vine naturally found herself calm because maybe she got to know Jungkook cared about her comfort and was ready to take blame on him. She packed her and Jungkook's bag while Jungkook was purposely avoiding her so that she could make a move, but she couldn't. As in normal days, her mind worked evilly even when it doesn't need it, and when she needs to use her brain, she found herself dumbfounded. Now it's finally the day. They all were going for a trip. Jungkook took Ryan to his parents' house at night because they have to leave in the early morning, while Ryan's parents arrived in the morning as they were also invited in this trip. When the bus arrived, everyone started get inside the bus and sat on their places with their partners, friends, and kids. And the bus got full. There was only one seat left when Ryan and Jungkook entered. Wow, look, that happens when people don't want to leave mirror, he said while looking at Van, who nervously smiled as everyone was looking at them. All her excitement flew away and she looked at him. Who told you to wait for me? Jaggo scoffed internally. This woman, she's unpredictable. He murmured in disbelief. What? What did you say? Huh? Don't start fighting, Vine. Go and sit there. I will manage. He slowly said and looked away while Vine sat on the seat before the bus started. Minji, who noticed it, turned around with a mischievous made Vine confused. Jungkook, are you going to stand like this for the whole time? She said, grab others' attention too. Aish, Jungkook, why are you standing there? Why, you should let him sit. Come here and sit with us. We will manage. Right, Mrs. June? She said as she was sitting with Mrs. June and both of her husbands together. Vine smiled nervously. Yes, mom, Jungkook, you can sit here, she said to Jungkook who was standing beside her, but Minji interrupted. Why? They are married couples. They should sit together. Jungkook, you sat on a seat And why you sat on Jungkook's lap? Minji said mid Wan's eye widened. She looked at Minji with pleading eyes while Jungkook swallowed. Nuna, what about you do that? Yeah, I'm pregnant. Either I will definitely do that. She smiled looking at her husband while Wan forgot to breathe. Only Minji knows about their relationship because Wan shared with her. That's why Minji was trying to help them. Jungkook and Wan, please adjust for now. Minji is right. It's the first trip for you two, so be romantic. She said as everyone started laughing and cheering. Wan looked at Jungkook and got up nervously, as they can't tell them what actually their relationship is. While Jungkook signed before he sat down and waited for Ryan, but she seemed like she got freezed on her place. So Jungkook pulled her on his lap, made her gasp at his sudden action. She got flustered, her cheeks turned more red while she didn't able to look up. You can sit easily, but remember you are not allowed to move, he slowly said in cold tone. I didn't wish for that, understand? Don't be delusional. She gave him side eye glare while Minji sat on her place after winking at Ryan. Who knows you are good in planning and plotting. Maybe this was also included in your plan. Ryan looked at him in disbelief. What the? Are you crazy, Jungkook? I never planned something like that. That night, Minji Uni told me to do that, and I already made up my mind to. Ah, forget it. She looked away, not wanting to say anything that left her in guilt once again. But Jungkook got curious to know as he slowly pulled her closer by her waist. You better not think about leaving me, Junwan, he whispered in deep voice that sent shiver down to her spine, and he let go her waist. Wan gulped and silently sat on his lap, while Jungkook's eyes was fixed on her. That backless yellow dress she wore today. Jungkook cursed under his breath as the situation was not helping him at all. First, she was on his lap and so close to him, he never imagined. He did many times, but in different scenarios, but never think it will come true like that. That too in public. Her hair brushing his face, her soft mist filling up his lungs, making him swallow again and again. If they were alone in the room or anywhere, he would might have. Jungkook sighed helplessly and closed his eyes to calm himself, but his eyes got wide open when Ryan moved. That was a proper move she gave him, and he knew. His hard time started because Ryan was enjoying with the family and he was enjoying with her slow dancing. Jungkook, what the are you doing? Let me go. She whispered even though the music was loud, but the thing is her voice was not coming out. I am not doing anything. It's you who made things even more harder. Now be a good girl and don't you dare to move. That's not true. My heart starts beat when you come in my life and I feel different emotions. His voice was deep and his breath was hitting on her neck. She felt her heart blooming in her chest with the happiness and joy when he confessed his heartbeats for her. She melted at his confession the way he described. She never expected that from him because he was always cold. And now she wanted more to hear from him. She was excited to know him more deeply. I will not touch you until you don't believe me. There is nothing more important than your comfort and consent. And he left her waist while Ryan blushed. She held herself from crying in happiness. You didn't say those words. Jungkook chuckled after understanding what she meant. I love you. And he kept saying this in his deep voice, making her blush hard. Stop, I love you too, she whispered while laughing and wrapped her arm around his neck while everyone was busy in their own world. Or say, they pretend like they were invisible. Aish, it's like a punishment, he slowly groaned while closing his eyes tightly as Van giggled. We can't do anything, she shrugged her shoulders. We can. My car is also here in those cars behind our bus in case if I need to leave urgently. One gasped and looked at him in disbelief after getting the new information. She knew the cars were with them for the security, but she didn't know Jungkook's car is also following. I didn't tell you because I thought you wanted to stay here with them and I can't leave you alone, so I stay with you too. Don't look at me like that. Vine giggled, hearing him as she quickly pecked on his lips, made his eyes widen. Oh, what was that? Can you do that again? I was not ready. Vine blushed in shyness while he chuckled. So what we do? I mean, she looked away with red cheeks while Jungkook smirked. Let's shift in my car, and you have to do one thing. He leaned towards her ear and whispered,